Welcome to our Festivus celebration of 2021. I'm Matt O'Donnell.
I'm Matt Pellman. We have been waiting months, 12 months in fact.
12 months, yes. It's been a long time.
As soon as one ends, I just can't wait for the next.
We usually start preparations the day after. Now, this is a special Festivus celebration because we do have a studio audience.
Yes.
Hi.
You can't see her because she's in the audience, but Karen Rogers is observing.
She's a big presence, and we are glad that she's here with us.
So the first thing we always like to do is to reveal the Festivus Pole. Matt, would you like to show us some options?
That's the deal. This year I have options for you because this year has thrown us a lot of curveballs once
Sure,
again.
I
So
would
it's
agree.
always good to have options.
Okay, option
So,
one.
First, if we want a softer Festivus, we
Oh.
have this. Now, we would need to hold that up. That does not stand on
Okay,
its own.
all right. This is like a
The
pool
foam,
toy.
it's like a pool noodle.
Okay,
basically.
all right. Pool noodle. Gotta hold it though. All right, that's option one.
I'm not exactly
Oh,
sure. Okay, then
yes.
we have this pole with some rungs to hang things on, and we have a Festivus sweater.
Oh, it's a coat rack.
You could call it that. That one stands on its own.
Option two, yes. Well, that's an improvement.
Now, some people like to go traditional. So if
Okay.
you want to go traditional,
Traditional.
we have a very large, long
Oh,
metal pole.
ah,
This one we will also need to. Yeah,
yes.
we'll need to prop that up.
Well, maybe we should have the viewers vote.
That's a great idea. A poll.
But-
A poll about the poll.
Unfortunately, this is not a live program, so why don't we just choose?
Okay.
I'm going to vote for number two. I think that it's sturdy.
The coat rack.
It holds its own, and it's moderately beautiful.
Moderately. Sweater's a nice touch.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go with that.
Okay, that
Okay.
works.
Oh god.
All right.
Not to take out
Now-
our setup here.
Allow us to position the Festivus pole.
Sorry about that.
And now we can continue. Apparently we have some viewer mail to get through before we have our grievances, which is the traditional way of celebrating the Festivus.
Yes.
I asked people on www.twitter.com if they would like to offer their own grievances.
Yes.
Also on Facebook.
They have some.
Well, someone on Twitter did. This is COVID related, no surprise. Shocker. And it goes like this. People who still don't wear masks correctly 2 years into a pandemic, either just don't wear the mask or cover your D*MNO, nose and mouth. That's a grievance. Would you like to hear the Facebook ones? I have four.
Okay. Wow.
First one, grievance. Other grocery store shoppers, put the F $ plus negative underline, oh. Put the shopping cart back.
Oh, yeah.
Another one, you might like this one, Matt.
Okay, I'm ready.
My grievance is that Seinfeld is no longer making new episodes. 20 years and I'm still bitter. Best show ever.
Yeah, pretty good one.
Number three on Facebook. My son tells me your company stinks. You couldn't smooth a silk sheet if you had a hot date with a babe. I've lost my train of thought. Oh wait, that's from...
I wasn't following at first, but now I gotcha.
And finally, from Heather Robin, a faithful Facebook user and Action News viewer, says, my birthday is also today. Coincidence? So we would like to wish Heather a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Heather.
Well, are you ready for the grievances?
I'm always ready.
Would you like to go first?
Yeah. Should we volley? We can volley back and forth.
Well, so you have multiple.
I have a lengthy list. I'm gonna
Okay.
narrow it down and just give you a few.
I wrote mine down because I'm,
Oh, you're very prepared.
I'm just
Preparation is
very forgetful.
The key to success, as you always say.
I only have two, so maybe you should go first.
Well, I would say I think a very obvious grievance this year is the variants.
Sure. Yes.
I mean, I want to go back to the time when Delta was just an airline, and Omicron was something from a sci-fi movie.
Or the Greek alphabet.
That too, yes. Done with the variants.
Okay.
They have disrupted our lives in many, many ways. Yeah,
I think that everyone would agree with your grievance.
I think so.
All right, my first one is people who take selfies and record videos while in the driver's seat of their car. It's sort of like at first I think it was a convenient way to pontificate, to share one's photos with the Twitterverse or whomever, and now I think it's sort of like this crowdfunding thing that has gone way out of control, and I feel like it's almost like the baby on board sign. You know, it's funny at first, maybe a little creative, and perhaps useful. It's good to know when babies are in cars, but
Yeah.
nowadays people drive around with the baby on board on their car and they don't have the baby in there. So I think it's a bit misleading.
Deceptive.
It's
Yeah.
deceptive. So maybe find another crowdsourced place to take one's selfie or video.
It's really not good when you're driving and
That's when in motion
you're really a problem.
could lead to serious consequences.
So don't do that. Grievance number 2.
Sure.
Noisy neighbors.
Oh,
You saw my home many times last year.
why I did. Yes,
Yes.
the one with the cubby.
We all did.
And the ladder
the
leading
loft,
up, yes.
The loft and the ladder. Yes. It's a very old building. There's not a lot of sound insulation. Every day, I have to listen to my neighbors fight and then make up.
Oh,
And,
Oh.
and yes, it is a lot of noise.
I hope they're not
And
watching.
it is, they wouldn't be. It's disruptive to my life.
The making up part is also kind of a Seinfeld reference. Wasn't there a whole show about? It was. It's so sad to see so much quarreling going on in your neighborhood, but I'm glad that people are finding ways to come back together.
Eventually, they find a way every time.
Oh, that was a good one, Matt. End the Wawa dichotomy. You arrive at the Wawa, people fall over each other trying to hold the door open for you. It's a great common sense of goodness, and it makes you feel like you're truly part of a kind and benevolent society. Then when you leave the Wawa, you almost get run over by that same person in their car. So I don't know how you flip the switch that quickly and go from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
And so I wish that we would just choose one, and I would hope that you would choose the more benevolent one than the running over the people one.
I don't know, I often am in a hurry. But yes, on your advice, I would try to.
Agree to disagree.
There we go. My last one is traffic related, of course.
Okay.
It's actually a twofer.
All right.
Two for traffic related. Traffic lights that are not intelligent. So like, they have all these systems now that sort of regulate the lights and when they change. But not all lights are smart. So like, for instance, when we're coming in the middle of the night,
Yeah, yes.
I sit sometimes at these lights for minutes on end. There's no traffic going anywhere else. But I'm sitting there waiting for the light to change. I wish the light would be smart. It's a grievance.
Are we in a no judgment zone?
Sure.
Okay. Full disclosure?
3 a.m. to
I'm
3
blowing
a.m.
those lights.
Yeah.
There's one near my house, and it takes probably 3 minutes, and there's never anyone there. And I look both ways, so I treat it like a suggestion. I cautiously will make a left against a light at 3 a.m.
I've done that. I try to be compliant, but I have done that sometimes because I get so annoyed. Sitting there, I'm waiting. I have places to be.
I normally am very impressed with your compliance, so
Thank you.
thank you for that.
The other one, this is a big,
Okay, yeah, this is a two-part.
This is a
Yes.
big grievance. of
Okay.
mine. Schuylkill Expressway.
Yeah.
I mean, that in and of itself
Yes.
could be a grievance.
Mm-hmm.
But when something happens on the Schuylkill Expressway and you're parked there sitting behind an accident or a broken down vehicle, whatever the case may be, there are always some, we'll say, knuckleheads.
Oh, yes, the knuckleheads.
The knuckleheads get on the shoulder and think that they're going to get around whatever is going on, and they go flying up the shoulder, especially because the exits are so far apart on 76. I've seen this many times. I see it in the traffic cameras. Watch these people fly down the road on the shoulder until someone in a lane pulls off to prevent them from getting around.
Yes, the blockage.
Yes, which I applaud the blockers, actually, because I get so annoyed, and I think it's so inconsiderate, and it is a major grievance.
Ever seen the movie Blockers?
I have not.
It's about something completely different.
Okay.
It's not about traffic.
Would you applaud those blockers?
Well, that's for another episode.
Next year.
So let's see if we've followed through with all of our agenda pieces. So we've done the reveal,
Yes.
We have done the viewer mail.
Yes.
We've aired our grievances.
Yes.
And others.
Yes.
And so what I have here left is holiday wishes.
Oh. Well, I will say this. There have been grievances this year. There were things to complain about, but it was better than last year. And I think it's going to be a pretty good holiday season. We still have our challenges, but I hope everybody's able to stay safe and stay healthy and have a wonderful Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's, and most importantly, Festivus.
I knew you'd come up with something very intriguing off the top of your head. Well said.
Thank you.
And I would echo all of what you said. And I would also point out that when suggesting that next year may be better than this year, I think that we have found that our people, our society is quite malleable. And we've found that we can shift and engage and accept great challenges and figure out ways, while some have left us and some have gotten sick. And that is truly sad. I think that we will be better citizens of this world for having endured the pandemic of 2020, actually 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. So I still remain hopeful. I think this is exactly what we said last year at Festivus. We're not going to change who we are. We are still hopeful, and we love you all. Why did someone laugh about that?
Beautiful, beautiful end to our Festivus celebration.
Sorry.
Matt, I truly enjoy these moments with you, and
a gift.
I hope that you enjoyed our Festivus program.
Thank you for being
I like
with
the
us.
polls.
You
Karen
do?
likes the polls.
Yes, and I think that the poll was a fine selection. And
We have
by the
options
way,
for next year.
next year, before you go, we are requesting a budget for Festivus next year, and we'll see what they say. I think that we've proven that this is great content,
Yeah.
and maybe we could do something with, say, $100,000.
I think minimum.
We could build a whole sound stage.
We also need to delve into the feats of strength more. I know people want to see the feats of strength. and
We usually skip that, don't we?
We do. It's an important component. It's just because of time. I mean, I know we've only gone on now for, 15 minutes? So.
I don't even know if it's still running, to be honest. We're the ones running.
Take two.
Yeah. Sure, feats of strength.
Next year.
Yeah. Budget, yes. Studio audience.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
And if you have stayed with us this long, bless you.
We should give
Must
every
be a
one of
slow
them.
holiday season.
We should give everyone a Pellman pie for watching
Oh,
this
yes.
whole thing.
Okay.
Which will only probably mean you need to give one person a pie. All right. Happy Festivus. Have a magnificent holiday season, and we love you.
Bye.